Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
We have a great privilege today to have Don-Tae Lee here with us. He is the Executive Vice President, the head of the Corporate Design Center at Samsung. As we mentioned yesterday, Samsung kind of vies with, you've got your clicker here, I think it is, vies with IBM for the honor and distinction of being the largest design team in the world. It's huge, and Mr. Lee is the head of the Design Center. This is a very rare thing. This is the first time anybody that's the head of the Design Center at Samsung has really appeared to speak publicly about what they do. So we're really grateful to have him here with us. I just wanted to ask you a little bit, maybe say very briefly about your own background. This is, you were mentioning your second job.
Yeah, that's true.
You joined in 2015, but you were educated at the Royal College of Art in London, and then worked at Tangerine for 17 years, and now you are head of this giant team. I wonder if you could maybe start just by telling us a little bit about what the design team at Samsung is like.
Yeah. Actually, there are more than 1,500 designers at Samsung, including working the global studio like San Francisco, Tokyo, Delhi, London, Sao Paulo, and Beijing, and Seoul. I'm here today to represent all of Samsung designers, not only talking about the design, but also talking about the product and the behind of the design meaning as well. I'm really glad to meet you and so happy to be in here today.
It's great. So how does the Design Center work? I mean, how do you operate on a day-to-day basis? Actually,
each part of our business has got their own design team to focus on the designing for the specific product and services. Our Corporate Design Center, which I belong to, has got responsibility to make sure that all of our products across all of business can make a seamless experience to deliver the consumer. That's why the destination to Corporate Design Center need to be.
So maybe can you tell us a little bit more about your approach and what's kind of the signature sort of thinking about the design for Samsung?
Actually, Samsung is a massive consumer electric brand. Millions interact and communicate with our product, mobile, TV, including the home appliance such as a refrigerator and maybe air conditioner.
Yeah.
So we always think of how we can create the sense of seamlessness and the cohesiveness across our product so that we can deliver something, single experience to consumer. That is why always we try to achieve in the process.
So seamlessness and cohesiveness. Tell us a little bit more about what you mean by that.
Actually, we aim to focus on delivering something interesting experience and a single experience to all of the global consumer, which means we normally try to achieve something visual way, such as a font or icon, or in visual way, like some intuitive experience when you're using the Samsung for the first time. That's kind of some process we normally doing, and also maybe many of the consumers globally do not know about what kind of Samsung provide to consumer in terms of using their product in their house. So maybe our job is make something very clear vision when they're using the Samsung product, then it's gonna be, this is the service one, something the experience from the Samsung product. That's kind of thing we try to seamless experience we try to achieve. Yeah.
So is this something that's sort of rooted in, I mean, is there a particular Samsung design philosophy?
Yeah. Actually, we also developed a design philosophy from our developing principles so that we can unify all of the design team in Samsung. The design philosophy we are using is not the aim to communicate to public or consumer directly, but when we decide something in every day, we have to find out what is kind of some direction we have to make a decision. That kind of thing, design philosophy need to be inspired, applied to all of our design internally.
I wonder if we could maybe talk about just some of your recent products. Maybe give us a better idea of what that, how that philosophy plays out in the individual products.
Yeah. Actually, I'd like to present several projects which we have done. First one, probably the Frame TV, which has been introduced in CES in last year.
So these are TVs. Yeah. They look like frames, but they're actually TVs.
Actually, the Frame TV has been designed to beautiful object, even turn on or off.
Yeah.
We noticed that most of the consumers spend 4 hours a day to spend watching TV. It means 20 hours a day people cannot watch
black
the TV.
Thing.
Yeah,
that's right.
Just sitting there.
Yeah.
So we realized that TV needs to be more blended into home environment so that they can maybe make a better experience onto the home circumstance. So the Frame TV has been started from that point. Actually, the Frame is very unique product which can optimize of your home environment wherever you want.
And it comes in all these different sizes.
Yeah.
Shapes.
It's not actually just the middle of the.
Just the middle one, the big
frame
one.
is
okay, all right.
It's not all.
You can't get a little small one.
If you produce all of that, we need to take money to produce.
All right.
So actually, frame. When you turn up the power, frame gonna be work as a piece of artwork to display some of the great art piece work from the Samsung provide. Yeah.
The Samsung provides.
Yeah.
I see.
And then you can buy some.
And you can add your own in.
Yeah. Your own stuff. To display. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
And the other one I would like to explain about the Family Hub. The Family Hub is the first product we try to change the paradigm of the kitchen environment. I mean, the kitchen environment is very important, but it I'm not saying never. It's not many innovation in over there. This is kind of some product which we try to apply human behavior into the kitchen area.
Right.
Most of people are spend more time than ever in kitchen environment than any other space in the living home. Actually, Family Hub has got some kind of screen on the door, and it can allow to get some receipt recommendation, and we also available to get some kind of idea what kind of food we can prepare tomorrow morning. Actually, as a result, our experience for the design team tried to make not only just working itself in the kitchen as a refrigerator, but also we tried to combine different products on the all home environment so that it can make basis on the refrigerator. After that, actually, the Family Hub has been changed the refrigerator to be necessary product to indispensable product. That's we are proud of launching the Family Hub.
Wow, that's fascinating. So crushed ice and information, right? Sort of side by side there.
Yeah. Last one, actually, I would like to introduce the Galaxy Note series.
Yeah.
This is a kind of some new changing of the product type. Actually, you can draw, you can easy to make. Sometimes you have a great idea, but sometimes you easily to forget it. So before you forget it, you can take off the pen.
The stylus.
We call the S pen, not stylus pen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You got the name of the S pen. You can memo and you can draw and send back to your friends or colleague immediately, so that you can make a quick communication. Actually, one of the big advantages of this product we have got, actually the Samsung Note has got great pen of the loyal, passionate consumer. So they always try to ask me to something they want to achieve. So they send email and they give us some idea that we apply onto the product and to go for the next level of the Samsung Note series.
Interesting. So these are some of the ones that you've produced.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about some of the things that are in the works and that are coming in the future. I know you've had a couple that you previewed at CES, and give us a hint of those.
Yeah. Actually, some of our project or product which we are currently doing is start as early as 36 months ago, before the project release, pushing the various boundaries and checking the possibility of technology. I mean, for the make this is happen, we have to always consist and find out what the consumer and future customer need to be get, and how we can provide a seamless experience to them. So we always think about that kind of side, and we found something interesting to project, which I'm going to show in today.
Okay.
First one is the world, which has been introduced in CS in this year. This is kind of some changing of a paradigm of the experience of the TV. This is beyond watching TV and movies. This is the modular screen, which means you can blend the world into your home environment easily. It means you can make something, the product, the world, you can use this world to make something, the virtual fireplace and also virtual exhibition equipment by means of presenting something interesting piece of artwork. And so this kind of the job, we believe that it's going to be changing the paradigm of the home environment. Yeah. So the other thing is we introduced the digital cockpit, a collaboration with Harman.
Harman?
Yeah, Harman is a part of Samsung or family, actually. This is kind of prototype technology, which means you can turn on the light before you go home. You can heat or cooling your home before you go home in the car environment, which means the car gonna be work as enabled IoT devices. For the making this kind of the situation or the scenario make happen, we try to get some nice technology from the other part of Samsung Electronics and all Samsung companies to work together, like a battery, semiconductor, and some sensor has been merged with our technology. But the biggest challenge design have got in this project, actually, how can we deliver to fit all of technology into the traditional car, because people do not want to change their driving experience pretty much.
Right.
Even the autonomous car gonna be occupied in the street in 10 years, like me, still want to drive my own car. Yeah. So this kind of some combination or integration between analog era and the technology, digital era need to be work together. Yeah. This is one of the big challenges I say the design has got in these times.
So these are pretty fascinating projects. I mean, do these choices of what to produce in the future reflect kind of Samsung's guess as to what consumer desires and what they're going to want is shifting and changing?
Yeah, I suppose the design Samsung aim to focus on to delivering something very new experience and seamless and coherent experience to consumer.
Yeah.
Because of the many consumer try to get something clear vision when they're using various product.
Yeah.
And also user experience can allow to and need to be able to co-locate the other product in your home environment and work together.
Right.
I mean, this kind of some thing which consumer want to expect from today in all over the manufacturing industry. That's why design always wanted to try. So maybe we just respect the consumer and we try to make a meaningful innovation through our design philosophy called Inspired by Humans, Creating Future.
So this fits in very neatly with some of the things that Matt and Tucker were describing, where we're moving into this world where consumers are going to have tremendous choice, and designers are helping them to be able to bring information into, to have information on their refrigerator instead of just be sitting at their desk and getting it from a computer or even just getting it from the phone. And all these devices have to be, as you say, working together so that information set, those preferences, the things that people are interested in, all that content moves seamlessly with them from environment to environment, space to space, to device, which is a pretty daunting task, I think, to sort out. It's amazing to me, though, to look here and to see how you've married both, not just technology, but also design. And the design, do you sometimes find at Samsung, because it has such great technology, that there's a clash between the engineers and what the technology is capable of? and the designers who say, no, I want to make it beautiful, I want to make it seamless, I want to make it coherent?
I'm not sure whether I can reply back to you clear or not, but anyway, I try to. Actually, the brand of Samsung is very well known in terms of technology basis company.
Yeah.
But we are now trying to change the heritage from the technology to consumer-driven, market-driven. I mean, this is a designer always wanted to do. Actually, the design has got very flexible organization, so much more liberal attitude and liberal the activity we currently have got. So maybe we try to move the brand of Samsung from the technology-driven company to the user and lifestyle-centric brand.
That's really interesting because it fits in some of the other discussions that we've been having here at Brainstorm Design, talking about the power of design. Is that you can't just have great technology. You've got to also match it up with design that makes that technology accessible, desirable to consumers, and I see that kind of playing out at Samsung. I want to ask you, we were chatting in the green room, and you mentioned that this giant engineering team that you oversee is 90% Korean, which is extraordinary. And yet your market, your consumers, are very much in every global market. You're a huge global company that sells most of its business outside Korea. So how do you make sure that this predominantly Korean design team is in tune and in touch as it designs with what consumers in non-Korean markets want?
Yeah, actually, as I mentioned before, we have got the biggest design organization, maybe one of the biggest organizations in the world.
In the world, yeah.
I mean, we have got more than 10% of a designer who is foreigner, which is still huge.
Which is still, just the foreign segment alone would still be a huge design.
And also, we are only company has got the global studio in 7 different cities, except Korea.
Right.
Which means we always get the information from all of the different regions.
From the different markets.
Yeah, from the different markets. That's why we always notice about what kind of some frustrating and what kind of some changing of the global paradigm going to be go for in the near future.
Yeah.
So we get lots of information from the global studio so that we can support to the design soul to make the global product. Yeah. So,
and you were mentioning to me that you spend most of your time on the road, traveling around, trying to sort of stay in touch with all these centers.
Yeah. So why I have to go to travel a lot to see the global studio for each region. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that you have taken the time out of that hectic, busy schedule to come and speak with us here. It's fascinating to hear what you're doing. Please join me in welcoming Don-Tae, or thanking Don-Tae from Samsung. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you go that way?